Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com. Today we have OnePlus 5T, the latest smartphone from OnePlus. We have reviewed the OnePlus 5. There is the incremental upgrade with the T suffix, and that amounts into the new display and a new pair of cameras. And recent flagships share most of the features. They have the similar chipsets, similar RAM, similar storage, and in my opinion, what distinguishes one from another is the display and the cameras. So I have high hopes for the new pair of things that they have adopted on the new phone. And without further ado, let's jump into the contents. Here is the OnePlus own dash charger. It charges your phone in 5 volts 4A right there. It has a standard USB type A port on one side, and you can connect this USB type A to USB type C cable to charge your phone incredibly quickly. And here is the phone itself. Here's the phone with the new wider 18:9 ratio display that seems like everybody is adopting on their phones right now. There's receiver on top, front-facing camera, 16 megapixels, and no buttons on the bottom because the buttons are replaced with the soft key. In the models before this, you got to choose between the software and the hardware keys, but they had to get rid of the hardware keys due to the larger display. And inside that packaging is the quick start guide leaflet right there. You can just take it off, and safety information below that, and the SIM card tray removal pin, and a free case. It's not exactly a nice case, it's just a simple cheap Jello case, but still it's always better to have one right out of the box so you can protect your phone in day one before you get your favorite case delivered. Now, since we have already dealt with the front, let's move on to the rear. They have the new pair of cameras. One is in 20 megapixels and the other one is in 16 megapixels. They both are Sony and they have the same aperture. Now, this is something new. While most of the OEMs adopt for the different aperture for portrait mode or optical zoom, they install two Sony sensors in same aperture so your low lighting photo gets better. Right next to that is the LED flash, and the fingerprint reader has been moved to the back, and the OnePlus logo resides there, and that's pretty much it. There are two antenna lines, top and bottom, and mostly it still looks like the iPhone 7 Plus. Look at that camera design and the antenna lines, but it's tad less obvious than OnePlus 5 thanks to the existence of the circular fingerprint reader. And now the phone has booted up, let's go through the setup processes. A OnePlus, we get to choose the font, Roboto or OnePlus Slate. Let's go with the OnePlus one. Changing font and next. And here's the interesting part. They have the thing called the Face Unlock. It's not like the iPhone X's Face ID where they utilize the dot projectors and there's rocket science, but it's rather just a single camera right there. They say it only takes 0.4 seconds compared to 0.2 seconds, which is even faster with the fingerprint reader. And it's not the most secure way to protect your phone, so keep that in mind. Send system data, I don't think so. Join user experience program, nope. And all set. Alrighty, we're done, and here we are at the OnePlus's own launcher. So they have their own system called the Oxygen OS. They built it on top of stock Android system. They're usually very clean, and they give you options that stock Android does not offer. Here's the app drawer, and I don't see really that many apps that they have added on top of anything. Some of the bloatwares is the OnePlus community app there, and nothing else. Now the specs are pretty standard. It's got Snapdragon 835 octa-core processor, 6 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage, or 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. No micro SD card expansion, sorry. 3300 mAh built-in battery that charges really fast with the dash charging, and that's the specs. And compared to that, it comes in a pretty low pricing. For 6 GB of RAM, you get to pay $499 US. For double the storage of that and 8 GB of RAM, you have to pay $559. That being said, the base storage pricing is half of that of the iPhone X. So if you like the 18:9 ratio full view looking Android, the OnePlus 5T on the spec sheet doesn't look like a bad option at all. Well, of course, we'll have to spend some time and see how it performs in real life, including the battery life and especially that camera. The display that OnePlus 5 had some problem with, especially with that jello effect, doesn't look too bad. I don't see jellos for now. We'll get back with the review very soon. If you have any questions in the meanwhile, please meet us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. We'll see you guys later very soon in a review. Until then, ciao.